Hello, today I want to talk to you about creatine. We're going to talk about creatine as a supplement, whether it can enhance performance, particularly for intense activities, things like weight training or sprints. So creatine is definitely beneficial for intermittent high-intensity sports, and its supplementation has definitely been shown to improve performance, particularly in things like sprint speed and jump height. So if you've got a sport, if you're involved in a sport that involves explosive energy use, like jumping or sprinting, or indeed a mixed sport where you've got low intensities interspersed with sprints, then creatine may be a supplement you might want to consider. So, endogenously, you have around about 120 grams of creatine naturally. You get that from dietary intakes. Mostly that's coming from meat products. And you synthesize up to about 1 gram a day. This creatine can be cycled into phosphocreatine, which will provide energy in the form of ATP to power muscular contractions. So this is what creatine will do for you. It will top up your phosphocreatine to provide ATP energy and muscular strength. Now you can enhance your body's capacity to store creatine by supplementing with creatine. Typical protocols start with up to about 20 grams of creatine per day for 5 days, followed by 3 grams per day. This is like a loading dose followed by regular doses. But in fact, it's been shown that just as effective, and it'll save you money, is to take 3 to 5 grams of creatine every day. Now, there's some interesting cognitive performance benefits from taking creatine as well. Creatine also fuels your brain. Creatine can be cognitively enhancing in most studies. And in fact, it can also reduce the impact of concussion, allow quicker recovery from concussion. So if one of your athletes has suffered from a concussion, supplementing with creatine is really potentially good idea. Safety factors have been studied, and creatine is proven safe for at least 1 year's use in quite well-controlled studies. So yeah, here you go. Studies show that short-term and long-term supplementation of up to 30 grams a day for 5 years is safe and is well tolerated in healthy individuals. You could look up the paper here to be confident that creatine is safe. However, you would like your creatine to come from a reputable source, and that would be a third-party tested form of creatine. NSF, safe for sports. Seeing that label on your creatine supplement would be an excellent idea, or looking for a creatine supplement that has been third-party tested. So how should you use creatine? My recommendation would be that you would take 3 to 5 grams per day for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Loading is not necessary. I wouldn't do that. There may be one of the common side effects of starting with creatine is a weight gain. This is the water weight that is required to solubilize the creatine and hold it in your muscles. So you will tend to gain about 1 to 3 kilograms in water weight. Now, should endurance athletes use creatine? There's some very recent studies that show no performance benefit for endurance athletes to use creatine. However, there is some evidence that taking creatine after extremely hard workouts reduces muscular damage. So my recommendation to endurance athletes would be to use creatine only after exhaustive exercise, your big weekly workout. Let's say you do a 3-4 hour ride, or a ride and a run, or you're working out for many hours, and that results in muscle damage. That will be the time to take 5 grams of creatine in your recovery drink.